President Biden is having his worst time in office, and not because he fell down 3 times on those stairs, but because he's being openly challenged by Putin and President Xi of China without any good answer. In an open televised interview, Chinese officials blamed the US for human rights violations, referring to black people being killed in the streets and the Black Lives Matter movement. That's right, China accusing the US of human rights violations while they right now are re-educating millions of Muslims in internment camps. And to that, the Secretary of State Blinken's response was that the US isn't perfect. Which, I mean, what country is perfect? But don't back down when a bully like China is blaming you for something as minuscule in comparison to what China is doing themselves right now. At the same time, Biden also called Putin a killer on open TV.
Vladimir Putin, you think he's a killer?
I do.
So what price must he pay?
The price he's going to pay, well, you'll see shortly.
Which then caused Putin to say that he hoped that Biden was doing well physically and that he didn't mean that ironically. Putin then went on to challenge Biden to an open, live, televised debate on issues, which the White House then quickly responded to that it wouldn't happen right now because Biden is busy, but it could happen in the future. That is a pretty unprecedented move by Putin, but he knows that Biden wouldn't be able to go one-on-one with him, so it makes Putin look strong and it makes Biden look weak. My point here is that these superpowers are openly challenging Joe Biden because they feel like they're dealing with a president who isn't as fast as he used to be. Now combine that with the fact that the left in the US has been very tough on Russia in words, and you arrive at a very dangerous, inevitable consequence. That China and Russia are being forced to form closer ties than they ever have. Now, before Biden, President Trump was also very tough on China, especially when it comes to trades. So in response, China went out and made the world's biggest trade deal, the RCEP, with a bunch of nations that are close trading allies with the US in Asia. Realizing that he lost a lot of trading income, he tried to maintain relations with Russia at a pretty good level. The problem now is that the left has continuously blamed Russia for essentially overthrowing the 2016 US election and called everyone they disagree with a Russian agent for 4 years.
We are at war with Russia, lost a war with Russia without a battle. We are no longer a sovereign nation. We are no longer a democracy. We are no longer a free people, engineered by Russia. The Russians using computer hacking and perhaps other means. Vladimir Putin.
So during that time, Russia did what they kind of had to do under those circumstances. They formed closer ties with China. And that's exactly the danger here, that Russia and China are being pushed closer together here than ever before, and no one seems to be noticing. What happens if China and Russia actually teams up on more issues? Nobody really wants to say it, but China is already dominating the US economically, so we can't afford to push Russia closer to China, especially when there's no good reason to do so. Obviously, I'm not saying that China shouldn't be confronted when they violate human rights. They should. But where are the adults having the bigger overview and trying to repair relations with Russia? I mean, if we keep pushing Russia away, it's not difficult to imagine where things are headed, right? Check this out. A survey in Russia just revealed that most Russians hold a positive view of neighboring China. Nearly 60% believe the two nations will move closer in the next decade. That is the highest number in recent times. This week, the US sanctioned both China and Russia for different reasons, but yet again we see these two superpowers team up to combine powers to resist these sanctions together. So because we're pushing these two superpowers closer together, reports are now coming out that they are actually forming a military alliance. But don't worry, there are no plans for a military alliance to take on the US. Moscow has said that it would not rule out a possible pact with its neighbor in the future. You see a pattern forming here? Look, obviously, I don't have an issue with the US confronting China about their human rights violations. But pretending like Russia is a threat to the Western world is ridiculous, and pushing them into the arms of China is a very, very bad idea, and I don't get why they can't see that. Tell me what you think about this whole issue in the comment section, guys, and thank you for watching.